again, everyone. Looking forward to giving you our Fitball Workout number 2. I hope you really enjoyed the last one. This one's going to be a little bit harder and just show you some more levels that you can work with. Remembering the main aim of the Fitball Workout is for stability through all your joints, and not just your core or what you believe your core is, but your shoulder joints, your hips, your knees, plus have a really good workout with some stretching. We'll try and get a little bit of cardio work in here as well, which I think you'll find just from the actual movements. Remember, looking at your back flexibility is really important too. The more further apart your feet are, the more stable you'll be on the ball. Same with your hands if you're doing another position where your feet are on the ball perhaps and your hands are on the ground, or your hands are on the ball and your feet are on the ground. So we'll do some things like that today. You don't always want to have stability. You do want to create instability so that you will work harder through all those stabilizing areas of your body. Perhaps in stretches, it's a good idea to be a bit more stable so you can get the most out of the stretch. All right, let's have a bit of a warm up first. So it's possible my head will get cut out here, but we're just going to have a little bit of a fun warm up today. I'm going to come way back down the back of our room. So I'm going to start with some bouncing. And just simply feet apart. I've got them slightly bent at the knees, or my knees slightly bent, and I'm just gently bouncing side to side using my fingertips. So I used to play basketball, believe it or not, and I loved playing basketball, and I really learned how to, use my hands quite strongly. So I use my fingertips, push down, and then I'm going to make it longer. So I'm starting to warm up a little more through the upper body as we do this. Then I'm going to take it short and quick, and long and strong. So this is just another way to warm up, starting with the upper body, and then we'll head down again a little bit. Good. Toes. If you really were, enthusiastic, you can have a little jog on the spot. Just make sure that, if you are jogging, be careful what you're jogging on, so you don't hurt your feet. A bit bigger. You can add a little jump in here if you want to. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take it back to a high. That's good for you. You're going to then just try one arm and swing your leg over. So swing. Good. It's all about the timing. So I'm taking this leg outwards. You can always try, that wasn't so great. You can always try and go inwards. It's all about the timing. There we go. And then if you're really smarty pants, you can do out and you can do in. Out and in. Have some fun with it. Out and in. All right, let's go back to the original. So, big movement. Let's add a jump if you want to. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Short and quick. Little run on the spot if you want to. You're really challenging your coordination now. Long. Big. Little jump. Short and quick. Little run. Then the other side. So take it this hand. Left leg. Out it comes. Good. I'm really paying attention to the ball here. So try a few more. If you're ready to go in with, go in. All about the timing. Now obviously this ball is a 55 centimetre ball, so if you have a really big 65 centimetre ball and short legs, that'll be interesting. So I'm going out and I'm going in. Going out and I'm going in. Good work, let's try 5, 4 more to come. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time, just do the jumps. Big jump. Now you may not be able to tell my heart rate's come up a little bit here. I'm starting to breathe a little bit heavier. And 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Short, quick, little jog. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So I've got the heart rate up. now going to start just releasing through the spine, some roll downs like we did in the first video, and some little circles. So, pick up the ball. Taking it above your head. Feet about hip width apart, soft knees, breathe in, and then exhale, roll down. Rolling ribs to hips, nose to belly. Slowly stretch out and drop. Keep the knees soft here and try and keep the weight over the arches of your feet. Breathe in as the ball comes to your feet. Exhale, roll up. Breathe in. Exhale. Roll down. Stretch. So you're trying to get that spine rounded from the tip of your head right down to your tail. Stretch. This is like a modified Pilates roll down. Now that little warm-up we just did, if you want to add a bit more cardio into this workout, you might want to go back periodically and do that again. Just so maybe, 4 or 5 times during this section, you go back and do some more little bounces and jumps, etc. All right, bring it in, bring it up, step apart, sweep around the corner, releasing through the spine. Feeling strong with it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. One more section to do just for the lower back. Come and sit onto the ball. Beautiful. Circles. So here, try not to move the whole legs. Maybe you want to really isolate through the hips. So circle. If you put your hands on your midsection, you should be able to feel all those abdominal muscles really working into there. And this is, as I said last video, this is really helping to release through the lower back. So I've been doing a little bit more running over the past couple of weeks, and my lower back's not super happy about that at the moment. So I'm finding that I'm doing a lot of these to help release that tension. Change direction. Good, good. Now, as I said in the last video, I always look at quantity, not quality. So please don't feel, even when I count, sometimes I just do that as a habit, that you have to do the same thing. If you feel you need to stop beforehand or maybe add a few more in, that's entirely up to you. So we're going side to side now. Beautiful. And little bounces. Remember at the top of this one, like we did last video, hesitate, hesitate, stretch. If you're unsure if the ball's going to be there when you come down, slide your hands down. Good. You can pretend you're a jockey. Or just keep it more serious. Lift. Squeeze this. And I'm going to count down this time. So 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good stuff. Take some deep breaths. Now that little bounce we just did is another good way to get your heart rate up if you want to do a few of those during the workout today. I'm not going to keep on adding them in because it makes the video too long, but anytime you want to stop any of the other work we do and add in some of the cardio, just remember on that bounce, stop at the top, stop, stop. So you're really switching those muscles on to stop, stop. Beautiful. All right, let's get started with our first exercise that's more for strength. And this is a standing one. We're going to be really working through the legs and the butt. Now I'm going to do this with my back to you to start with, or at a slight backward angle, then I'll change around. So you're going to hook your foot on the ball so you can freely move the ball like so. This requires a little bit of balance and stability. So I'm just going to turn around now. So my leg's hooked. The front of my leg is controlling the ball. My knees and the other foot are straight ahead. As I stretch forward, I'm going to bend that knee. So those of you who do aero yoga with me, this is like we use on the hammocks when we add our little arm line. This knee must bend. Control that ball. It's just going to go backward and come in. If you want to add an arm line, you know how that goes, and you can. What we're not going to do here, whoopsie, is slide backwards like we do on the aero yoga hammocks. We'll just end up on the ground. So let's try 10. Good. What you should be looking at here is working into your bum, checking this knee is going straight ahead so it's not wobbling all over the place. Breathe in to go out. Exhale to come home. I got no idea how many you've got left. Let's just try 3 more. That's a good number. 2. Let's hold this next one down. Hold and stretch. Strong belly. Now take these hands to the ground. We did this last video. You're going to try and get this leg up on the ball. Now if you find moving too hard for your balance, just stay here until we come back. So we're going to try just 8 knee rolls. 8, 7, 6, elbow soft. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step down, find the ball, have it just above your bum, or you can have it on your bum, whatever's comfy. Stretch back, open. Getting some hip flexor here. Opening out the distance between the hips and the ribs. Support the head to come up. Good. Nice work. And let's just do the opposite action to that, just to make sure we're balancing out the movement of the spine. So again, I'm just going to angle myself here, roll over the ball and slump over it. So you can probably see my back. I'm hoping to get it rounded, really focusing on letting that lower back release. You can move around here if you want, you can just keep it static, whatever is working for you. Good job. All right, let's try that again. So, obviously, I'm going to take the other leg on. Maybe you're controlling it with the top of that foot. Beautiful. Be strong. Check this stability of this hip, knee, and foot. Breathe in to go out. Exhale to come in. Now this is actually my wobbliest side, so I'm not as stable. This is my right leg. I'm not as stable on this side, so let's just see how we go. Concentrate. Strong through the belly, which means gently lift the pelvic floor. Good, good. I'm going to add the arm line. Well, maybe not. So we come out, stretch, in, and up. Breathe in. Beautiful. I could see that happening. Let's try a few more. Nice work. Just get some stability. Then I'm going to add the arm line again. So check what's happening with the leg you're standing on. Make sure that you're not rolling that knee around too much. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to just try and really keep stable with this. Okay, so I'm wobbling a lot. I need to find out why that is. So I'm going to set myself up properly again. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good job. I said that to myself. Good job. Good job to you too. Beautiful. Let's try just 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the ground. Bring that other foot onto the ball. Stay here in this plank if you wish, or knees come in for 8, 7, 6, 5. Soft elbows. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step onto the ground. Find the ball behind you. Breathe in. Have it just above your bum. Stretch out. Maybe arms over your head this time. Maybe bring them around. Nice work. Hands under the head to come up. Now while we're here, just hold the ball. Step one foot, step the other. And have your upper back on the ball. Feet apart a little bit more so than normal, just to give you a bit of stability. I want you to lower your bum and lift. Lower, lift. Now if you feel like your head's arching back too much, walk. That's better. So I've got a bit of a limited space here, but you just need to adjust so that you feel comfortable through the throat and the neck. You don't want to create undue tension in all these areas that have a lot of tension in them already. Okay, if you're feeling good, maybe bring the feet a bit closer together. We drop, we lift. So squeeze this. Try the legs closer. So the closer you get, the more instability you're going to find. You may then want to open your arms. I'm going to bring my legs all the way together, squeezing my knees. 8, 7. If your lower back is uncomfortable, it might mean that you're pushing up too hard or too high, or you're creating too much tension for your level. So maybe take your legs further apart and just minimize the height of your movement. 4 to come, and 3, 2, and 1. Now, we need to release this back. So you may feel it's nice just to walk backward, but we actually next need to do the opposing action. So to get out of here, feet apart, hand behind your head, walk towards the ball and roll yourself up. Beautiful. Good job. Now, before we go into a slump position to stretch the back, let's just do a little bit of a Pilates exercise here called rotation. So I'm going to be nice and tall on the ball. So from my head to my coccyx, I'm tall. I'm not sitting like this or like this. I've got my shoulder blades in their little pockets. My bikini lines joining, my pelvic floor's lifted. I've opened. Good, my hands are together, fingertips. I breathe in and I exhale and rotate. Breathe in center. Exhale, rotate. Can you do this without moving the ball or your legs or feet? How far around the corner can you go? Good, good. That's it. Don't need to go fast, just need to keep really good quality. We're going to come back to this one in a little bit and I'll give you a harder option. Strong. And I'm just going to do the last few so you can definitely make sure I'm not moving my legs, not moving my feet, and the ball is as stable as I can make it. All right, have a nice little stretch. So bring your feet together, hand on, turn around. Exhale. Two more breaths. One more. Change the other side. And last one. Now, if you were going to add those bounces back in, this would be a good spot to do it because you're on the ball and it's nice to flow things. And then you could finish off that section of bouncing by coming over the top into your slump. So this is where you want to just release, let that lower back relax. I like to try and get my feet off the ground, which is easy for me. I've got short legs, because I just feel a little bit more of a downward pull into my lower back. But you don't have to. You don't have to do that. Nice work. Beautiful. And this is just a really nice release position. But in here, if you can really open the ball, open your body and hug the ball, it's actually a really nice stretch. So I'm rocking back, I'm rounding out. Maybe it's just because my back feels tight today. This feels really nice. Now, you know I'm a really big believer in back work, but I'm also a really big believer in shoulder stability as well. I only have one real wall to work on in here, which will be interesting because it's only about this big. But this is a really good exercise for creating stability in these shoulder blade muscles. We'll see how we go. I think you can still see me. No, you can't quite see me. I'm going to show you here, but I'm going to do it on my knees, which I've never done before. So do it on your knees if you need, or stand up. I'm going to bounce the ball, pulling out my basketball fingertips. We're using fingertips here. And what I'm trying to do here is really stabilize my shoulders so I'm not kind of all over the place. I'm keeping as stable as I can. To make it harder, I'm bringing my legs together and just set off on that bounce. Shoulders back and down. And you wouldn't believe how much this works into the back of your shoulder, and all those stability muscles that are so important for just your everyday posture, but also for us doing pole. Nice work. So if I was doing this, I probably would work on time. It gets quite fatiguing quite quickly, especially if you're someone who does have some shoulder instability problems. So I'm going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! And that whole arm from here right down feels quite fatigued. Let's try the other side. So I'm going to start with my knees apart until I get started. Get my balance, get my eye in, using my fingertips. Got strong belly, I'm not sticking my bum out. I'm really trying to look at my posture, so my ribs towards my hips. A little squeeze in my bum to help with my stability in this position. This is my challenging side. I've got to really concentrate on this side. You might do the same. Whoop, come back. Good. And I don't get fatigued as much on this side, and that can be not because I'm stronger, but because I'm male. So you want to just keep this going, be as strong as you can. This is my weaker side. So I'm really trying to concentrate on this one. Keeping the ribs to the hips, so I'm not sticking my bum out. And we'll go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Alrighty, have a little stretch through the back of the shoulders for that. And the other side. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to work on a little bit of more ab work now. Just make sure, again, you can use that same wall. So I don't have a lot of space here. We'll just see how we go. So I've got my feet just bumped up against the wall. And I'm actually just going to see how I go. I'm going to come back and throw. Come back and throw. So you can also do it this way, which is a lot stronger. So just see how that goes. So still making sure your pelvic floor is lifted, your bikini line's drawn in. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's really, really strong work. It's more for the six pack, it's more for your oblique muscles, but you are working through that core as well. So you might want to do another set of those, but just for the purpose of today, we're not going to, which could be a good thing. I do want to release that area as well, so we're going to do a back drape here. So you sit upon the ball. If you feel unsafe, bump your feet up against a wall. I'm going to take myself diagonally, let yourself roll back, and then open. So you can probably see that my body is trying to mold the shape of the ball, which is perfect for your spine. Please make sure your head's on the ball so it's just really supporting through the neck. You can obviously come down a little bit further and roll back. And this is actually quite a nice movement. So I'm going to stretch and then come down. My legs are apart because I do want stability here, obviously in this precarious position. Now our aim is to try, if you can, to eventually touch the ground. Really feel the opening here through the ribs and the hips. Stretch it out. Long arms, so really stretching and lengthening out these arms as much as you can. Let's try 4 more. And 1 more for good measure because they feel so amazing. Good, and open out. Letting gravity open out your shoulders here. To get out, lift that head up, chin to chest. Now then walk backward, rounding up. Beautiful. And then you want to take your legs apart, hands behind, stretch over. And then bring yourself up. Beautiful. Give everything a bit of a roll. Nice work. All right, let's bounce to the top. And if you're going to do that cardio we did at the beginning again, this would be a good time to do it. So just if you want to do some more of it, we had the bouncing and the jumping, and we had the legs swinging over, that one. So that would be a really good time to do it here. All right, we are, however, going to do a few little push-ups with the ball. Now I want to show you the easier way first, and then next video we'll do them a bit harder. So kneel on the ground. You might want to have your feet bumped up against a wall. Your hands are going to head downwards, and that's really important. If you try and go another way, you're going to end up hurting your wrists. So from the head to the toe, nice and strong. Pelvic floor lifted, bikini line joint in, lean forward. The further over or away from the ball you are, the harder that this is. So you breathe in to come down, exhale, push away. Shoulder blades down, push. If you feel like you could do more, but out here's too far, just try taking one leg behind you. Whoop. And then if you lift that leg off the ground, you've got a lot of stability to think about. So we're working here not just through the chest muscles as in a push-up, but all the stability through your shoulders. So you might feel super wobbly when you do this. So it is okay to wobble because you're trying to self-balance yourself all the time. So that's okay. It's if you wobble and you fall off or you can't sustain the balance, then that's where you need to have a little bit more work. And perhaps that means you've got to just do some really good quality ones, maybe 3 or 4, and then give them a break and try some more later. So let's go do the other leg. So just taking it behind, hands pointing downward. Good and strong. Now you can repeat all of this stuff again, or just keep it as the quantity that I'm keeping it today. Let's go and do a few more. Shoulders back. And I like to do the strength work, and I like to stretch as we go. So we're going to hold it back here. Beautiful. Hands on top. Drop the chest down first. So think about the chest, the middle of your chest being dropped to the floor. So I'm not looking at sticking my ass out. In fact, my back should be really quite straight and strong. And then rolling in, rolling up. Good work. And then I want to try stretching a bit more through my chest. So, hands on the ground, knees, top of the ball. I'm just going to roll away. And I can roll it through. In this case, I'm going to step, come down, hand on the ground, just roll, push that inside of that shoulder down to the ground. Now, before we were doing an exercise where we were seated on the ball and called rotation, we're going to do a different variation of that where we're on the ground and the ball's going to rotate with our upper body. Good, good. All right, so come down. I'll stay in that angle on the diagonal. So nice and strong. So toes, legs going to be still, belly drawn in, nice and strong through the upper body. Hold on to the ball. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathe center and exhale. Try and keep those legs still so you're rotating from your torso. It's going to come forward a tiny bit. Now, believe it or not, these balls can get quite heavy, so just be careful you're not scrunching up your neck. Shoulders back and down. Good, good. Now, there's a little breathing in Pilates they do sometimes called far further breathing. So we're going to breathe in, then so 2 little air breaths at the end to try and encourage you to get further around the corner. Do that with control, obviously. You don't want to throw yourself around. Nice work. One more set each side. Beautiful. Legs apart, hands on top, and just stretch. Dropping that chest down. Again, feet flexed. Now if you want, you can come really low down. Good. Enjoying yourself. Nice work. Bring yourself up. Okay, let's do a little bit more work through the inner thighs, and we'll just see if we can do a little bit more through the butt. So this inner thigh one is a lot more challenging than it looks. I'm going to come on this angle this time. The ball's between my legs. All right, lay yourself down. Make sure you feel comfortable. And you're really stacked on this hip. This arm is not like this. You want to have your head and your spine in a straight line. This hand could be here for a little bit of balance, but I wouldn't want to see you, if I could see you, pushing down on that arm. So it's just for a little bit of balance. Lift pelvic floor, engage bikini line, and then lift and lower. Good, good. So the idea is, again, you want to be stable. So if you're kind of wobbling all over the place, stop, set yourself up again, and go again. If you're pretty good at this, you can take your arm off, or arm into the sky. Good, good. That's it. So you might feel some workload through here, or the inner thigh. Nice work. Let's keep strong. I think Flynn's about to walk in the door. Good work. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, roll over on your tummy. The ball is still between my legs. Can you see that I've lifted up a little bit so my tummy is actually off the ground? Now, can I do this without hitting the ball? Yes. So I'm strong here. I'm going to curl and drop, curl and drop. Good, good. Hello, Flynn.
Hi.
Nice work. So, really working here through the back of the legs and the butt and the lower back, actually. Strong postural work. Nice. That's good. Keep going. So you should, because you're pressing the ball with your feet together, so you're actually getting still some work through the inner thighs. And of course, working to the buttocks here, and the hamstrings will go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so to get to the other side, you guys could just roll over. I'm actually going to roll, throw the ball, sit up, and change it on this side. Beautiful. Slide down. Make sure you're comfortable with the head down, not propped up. Has to be down. Strong through the belly. Pelvic floor bikini line. Hand to start for balance. Breathing in. Lift. Lift. Good, good. As I'm doing this, my pole is behind where the camera is, and Flynn is spinning around at 100 miles an hour. Come and say hello to everyone, Flynny. A bit further, come in. Off you go. Good, good. Because hand can come up. And just check as you do this, your belly's not dropping onto the ground. You've got to keep it in. Beautiful. All right, let's go for 10. Can you count, Flynn?
9, 8, 7,
8. What's my leg? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Roll onto your tummy again. Do another set of these little suckers. So strong as a little bridge. Where's Lynn? And squeeze those knees. I'm just going to readjust the ball slightly. That's better. Good. Nice work. Be strong through the upper body. Check you're not slouching. You want to be really strong with it. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Slide in. Nice work. Okay. Going to bring the ball around. And Flynn's going to head off and find something else to do. Up you go. Bring your ball, a leg on top, hands behind. So leg on top, hands behind, stretch. So I'm leaning my ribs towards my leg, I'm pushing. This is a really nice stretch to the back of the leg. Roll a little bit if you want to. And you'll feel it move through those back of the leg muscles. And then you can lean back, try the other side, up tall, little roll. Really nice way to stretch into that area. You can bring both up. All right, let's see how we go. I'm going to lift up. Good. Stay strong. Belly tight. Point your toes. Now this is a bit scary all the way out there. You can walk your legs in so there's more of your legs on the ball. Bum squeezing. Really strong stability working through the shoulders. Drop down. Push up. Drop down. Elbows bend. Push up. Drop down, elbows bend, push up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Are you feeling your triceps yet? 2, and 1. Hold it up. Strong as you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Beautiful. Sit tall. Hands behind, open. Hands in front, round. Arm over, to rock. Other side. Can you move your head, please, mate? Thank you. Alright, so we're going to head into just some deeper stretching now, just to relax. So use this last few minutes to relax again. If you wanted to do any more cardio to finish off, now would be the time to do it. You could maybe combine the bounces that we did, lifting up and coming down, with the hand bounces that we started with in the warm-up, and that would be 3 or 4 actually, little spikes of a bit of cardio. It's only for a few minutes, but it is good to try and get some spikes of cardio into your workouts anyway, just so you're challenging all your muscles, all your body systems. Alrighty, so we want to stretch. Let's start with a beautiful side stretch. So lean on the ball to start with. Leg here, you can use the wall if you need to. Stretch over. I put this hand on the ground just to give you that little bit of reassurance where the ground is, and we're just stretching. We're not doing any side lifts or anything, we're just stretching. The further apart your feet are from each other, the more stability you'll have. Breathe. Really opening out the side body here. You might want to give yourself a little twist. You may feel the stretch more into your hip. And release. Alright, try and take it to the other side. Now, I haven't used any music for either of these videos I've done, but it's really up to you. If you want to choose some music to have along, just make sure it's calming, you know. You can still have a great workout with calming music. It will help with your mental headspace. Relax. Now, if you want to just transition to your back, step your front, beg your pardon, your back leg under, And you can roll onto your back and open. Feet apart if you like, just to give you that bit more stability. So next week I'll do another video, so it'll be Fitball Workout 3. And we'll see how we go. I will add some extra things in. I'll definitely give you suggestions of maybe repeating some stuff from the 1 and 2 videos. I really suggest you do these at least 3 times a week. They're beautiful, they're so important for your body. Alrighty. Head comes in, you're going to walk backward to come up, so strong through the tummy. And let's just head the other way, so bring it through. Nice one. Just come back to your feet. Just relax, do some breathing. Come to sit up. Step one leg in. You just drop into this stretch. Or if you want to, you can actually reach behind you and grab that back leg, sitting beautifully tall. So the ball's giving you a little bit of balance. And then just roll to change it over. So just step in if you wish, or reach behind. Beautiful. One more time for chest, so roll out, legs apart, drop that shoulder. You can come down as low as you want to. Head onto your fist if you like. If you find this is a bit too much in your arm, bend your elbows slightly. You might find it gets a little bit more into the chest. Sit back, roll to the other side. So straight arm first, up here, then we went down, then I put my head on my fist. Straight arm to start with, and then bend elbow or bent elbow is the next option. And roll it back. Bring yourself to the ground. Swing those legs up. Arms out, palms up. Legs a little bit apart. So you're just going to grip the ball slightly as you roll side to side. You might hear a few clicks or clacks in your back, which is probably a good thing. Saves yourself a chiropractic appointment. Use the breathing. Maybe hold to one side and turn your head away, keeping those shoulders on the ground. Come center, other side. Center and release. Maybe bring your arms down by your side. And this is a really nice position to relax in. Your back is being beautifully supported with your legs being elevated. Your body is open. Keeping those eyes closed. Take some deep breaths in, and as you release, feel your body letting go. Knowing it's pointless to try and control things we can't control. think of the things in your life at the moment perhaps that you're finding difficult to deal with. The only way you can control something is how you choose to respond to it. Is that response going to be effective for you? Is it going to be hospitable and kind to yourself and to others? Does it serve a purpose? A kind and caring purpose? And does it mean you can sleep well at night? With worry-free and calm mind and body. Thank you so much for joining me for this workout video number 2. We are always here to help you. Contact us as you need to. It really is wonderful to have the team still contacting us and all you girls and probably some boys. Be kind to yourself. And I'll see you in the next workout.